Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Some folks are going to be joining us in and out. And of course, we're in the middle of May now. Oh my gosh, where's the year gone? We're in the 5th month. As every week, we're going to go over some sales objections. Today, we're going to be talking about the newest vaporizer that we've made, which is called the Elev8R. It's our all-glass vaporizer. So, as always, I'm BJ. I'm going to drill Steve here with some of these objections. We're going to hear it from the man himself. If you're watching this on YouTube or any of our other video channels, feel free to leave comments below, and we would love to answer those questions for you. So, you ready? Mm-hmm. Perfect. So this is an all-glass vape. Since it's glass, it looks fragile.
Yeah, glass is definitely fragile when you drop it and break it. But the neat thing, glass actually has the same strength as steel, so it's not fragile. It's like your bones. Fall a certain way and your bones will break. Fall another way and your bones are strong. So I feel it's very durable, especially for how people use it, because you know where you're using it, how you're using it, and I think with that in mind, I think the durability, the product should last a long time.
Excellent. Now, most folks that we reach out to don't know anything about this vape, haven't heard of it yet before. So this is a good reason to call them and tell them about it, to bring them up to date on it. So if a customer hasn't heard about it, they say, usually, I only use concentrates through a water rig, And so how would you explain that to that person?
Yeah, so that's where this is great, because I also use concentrates through a water rig. Many of the people are using bangers with their concentrates, and bangers are bad. Bangers are hot, bangers are bad. Bangers are bad, bangers are bad. And we could say it again, bangers are bad.
Bangers are bad.
They're too hot, you don't know what they are, you're bringing lipids into your lungs. There's many doctors talking about, lipid pneumonia and dab lung and stuff like that. That's big in Colorado now, because people are doing stuff, but they probably shouldn't. So this works really good in your rig. We have this piece right here, which is your rig adapter. And this is a 14 mil, which is a standard rig. We can make these in 10 mils. They have to be special ordered, but we can definitely make them. And then we also have this adapter right here, so you can go right into 19. So it'll work into any water pipe or anything. Very, very universal. And then, so that's how it hooks up to a water pipe. So
cool. Excellent. I think you hit that right on the head there. So with this one, customers still haven't heard of it. Say, my customers have... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. That's another thing. Because people do use bangers and everything. They're very used to using a banger on their rigs. People need drop downs. You'll probably also need a drop down with this, because it comes, it's kind of a tall stack thing. But one thing that this is great is keeping your rig clean. People that use rigs really like glass, and they like to keep their rigs clean. Bangers, again, are bad. They're filthy. They're dirty. They're going to get a bunch of lipids that pour into your rig. If you do this properly with the flavor disc in here, and then take this out and burn this flavor disc every, say, 2 to 5 loads, then you will keep your rig. You won't see much reclaim flowing down here. Your rig will stay clean. Everything's going to be way better. It's just way, 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 way better.
Whole lot nicer setup. So this one, of course, customers haven't heard of it yet. So we'll talk to them about it, try to go through the explanation, and they say, well, my customers haven't asked for anything like that.
Well, they haven't asked for it because they don't know about it. We invented this. It hasn't been out there before we came up with it. So if your customers haven't heard about it, tell them to check us out. Tell them to check out some YouTube videos on our stuff. Then they'll know about it. Show them how it works. Try this out. Get one. It's I promise you, it is the best way to do concentrates or dry herbs if you're going to use a torch. The surfer, I feel, is quicker, easier, better for that scenario. But on the go, this thing works really good with a torch. One thing about this is on the go, it's unlike a dab straw or a nectar collector or something. You have your beautiful oils, and that people are liking it. Back in the day when it was poop soup, wasn't a big deal. But now people got really nice concentrates. So you heat up your shit and you put it in your shit. Well, it jacks up all your oils. It makes it all nasty. It sucks it up. You don't do that with this. You take your oils, you put it in here. It keeps your oils clean. So it's way, way better. It's more efficient than doing dabs. So show your customers. You need to get some in your store. You need to get their stores to carry them. And then you need to get your store owners to try one. And once they try it, they're done. It's over.
Perfect.
Bangers are bad.
So this one kind of falls under there's a few objections that we got from some of the different salespeople about quartz. So this one it's not made out of quartz. So I think the temperature change will affect the longevity.
It is not made out of quartz. We are working on that. It's been way more difficult than I would have ever dreamed to make this out of quartz. So that will be there, and anybody who does buy one, we will definitely take care of them. When we do come out the quartz, we'll do some massive discounts on them. So know that if you sell this to your customers down the road, we'll take care of your customer when we come out with quartz. That is in the bag because these are going to be big. This is boro, and as long as you heat it up slow and let it cool down slow, this will last you a very, 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 very long time. What damages it if you just heat it up in one area and just... or you don't spin it, you want to spin it and you want to heat it out up here and then bring it down into your torch like that. So that's how you want to heat it up. If you just, and then if you take this off and you put it down on something, it's going to suck heat out of one side, therefore cracking it. So boro, I've had mine probably 100 plus vapes on it, and it's still working just fine. But I do heat it up slow. I like it to take me about 40 to 50 seconds to heat up the first time, and then once it's heated up, you can put the fire on there a little harder, more aggressively.
Makes sense. So we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier when customers hadn't asked for it, but here's a shop owner saying, I don't know if I can explain this to my customers. It's such a new concept.
Yeah.
And they usually follow that up with, well, what are you doing out there to help educate the customers?
Well, I think that's what we got to do is we got to have, if it's a new shop, what we can do is we can offer a great discount on these things to get it in the store, get the shop owner to try it. Really, that's going to be the way. Like all of our products, you need to try it, and once you try it, you're sold. It's game over. We've had testimonial after testimonial after testimonial where people have replaced their bangers because bangers are bad. They're just, I see a lot of people, they're replacing their banger every month to 3 months anyways because they're dirty, they break. So when I hear, is this fragile? Could be fragile if you drop it, yes, but so is your banger. So, yeah.
Perfect. So like, let's say this customer is going from using just, raw dabs or, flour, and they've never seen anything like this before. They'll say it's not very discreet. It looks like that you're doing drugs. Yeah,
and so that's just the nature of that customer. Quickly sell them on a Silver Surfer because 100% that person doesn't want to look like a crackhead, and a desktop is going to be good for them. Sell them on a Sidekick. Now this, people are familiar with this and using this up. Anybody using dab straws or nectar collectors are comfortable with the torch. Those people are not, I doubt you're going to get that kind of negativity from those people.
Correct.
So when you get it, that's why we have a Silver Surfer, and which I recommend as just an all-around workhorse, and that should be your first purchase.
I think you answered that perfectly. The heater doesn't provide the same hit as a banger.
It definitely does not provide the same hit as a banger. It provides a much more flavorful hit. It provides a much more efficient hit. And it provides a hit that doesn't put a bunch of lipids in your lungs and make you cough for 15 minutes. So if you like to hurt yourself and you're into the BDSM, by all means, then I think a banger is probably the way to go. But if you're a connoisseur and you're into flavor, if you're into efficiency, if you're into, quality of life, this is the ticket for you. This is the thing. This is wonderful. Wonderful.
So this is kind of an overall objection that we get a lot of times, and right now we're using the elevator to be a reason to call.
Yep.
And so when we're calling, sometimes we're talking to folks that don't do business with us, and they say, well, my shop specializes in e-juice. I don't think I could sell that to my customer.
Yeah, I feel that. Those e-juice vapes, they're definitely not the same thing as weed vapes, completely far and few between. But if they do carry any kind of dab straws in there, this will fit perfect in there. If they don't carry anything with torches in there, they probably are not going to sell this. Don't waste your time selling this thing. Right away, jump to the Sidekick. The people going there are looking for mod type things, electrical type things. The people there, go into the things are smokers, cigarette smokers that also may smoke pot. They're not using torches. They're not doing banging dabs. Most of them aren't. So the Sidekick is going to be the perfect thing for them.
Well, that's perfect. I think you answered that perfectly. And then, yeah, we have a product that'll fit just about any store. And especially when you're dealing with those e-juice vaporizer stores, those are a really easy fit. Our customers are a lot of times the same exact clientele. If you own an e-juice vapor store, somebody has walked in your store talking about a dry herb vaporizer or even a concentrate handheld vaporizer. They've asked the question in today's society. So that tells me that it's the same customer.
So if you are talking to a e-juice store, then I think the best products are definitely going to be the Sidekick, along with our Essence Hero pen, and then our Hero Big Pen. The big thing about those is they are kind of commodity type products, but one thing we can do is we can brand them for that store, which is very, very nice. There's not a lot of places out there that will do that branding option. We'll do that for them. So it's who doesn't want a business card handed out there? So every time somebody's using that pen, it's like, oh yeah, I got this at Jack's e-juice store.
Yep, makes sense. So this is an overall sales objection that we get a lot of times when we're talking about any of our vapes. When someone comes in asking for it, I'll give you a call.
Yeah, well, reality is that's a little bit too late. You missed the thing. They're going to go buy it from us on our website, or they're going to go to your competitor down the road. So you're just a little bit behind. You need to carry at least a Silver Surfer and a DBV, if not a Super Surfer, Silver Surfer, DBV on hand. I would recommend carrying 2 DBVs because they are more cost effective. But if you're in your store selling it properly, you will outsell the DBV with the Silver Surfer all day with the angle of the dangle, the size of the bowl. That it's just way prettier. It's higher quality parts on it. You got the art glass. I know that's different from this, but
yeah, and DeButas usually sell in pairs. You know, you sell one, and then you have that customer tells their buddy, and then their buddy's like, I got to get one too. And so if you don't have that second one on the shelf ready to go, you're missing out on it. And I mean, that's essentially how we've grown our business over 14 years. And so just being prepared. So here's another one for the elevator. Does it work with an e-nail?
I have seen people use this with an e-nail, and so what they're doing is they'll take this, and they'll take our heater right here, and they'll put the e-nail over this. If you're going to do that, just get a Silver Surfer.
I like that. So just buy an SSV.
Yeah, because with the SSV and e-nail, you're only, at least an e-nail with our product, you all of a sudden can do dry herbs out with it. Because an e-nail, you cannot do dry herbs out of it. But with this adapter, it makes any e-nail to where you can do dry herbs. But with the Silver Surfer, baby, you can do dry herbs, you can do concentrates, you can diffuse essential oils, you can even fly to Mars if you want to.
So here's one that we get when folks haven't seen the video and they have no experience with the elevator. They say, it seems complicated. What do I do with it when it's hot?
It's very complicated, much like tying your shoes were once complicated. Once you figure out how it works, it's like tying your shoes again. Not so complicated. With the sit clip on there, it's been designed to sit up like that, or it can sit up like that. So it's designed to sit off of everything and not burn anything. Unlike a nectar collector, you gotta hold that down. So anybody who has that objection probably hasn't used a dab straw / nectar collector.
So here's one. What kind of warranty would come with an all-glass piece?
Not too much of a warranty, because it works out of the box and it's guaranteed to work. It's glass, it works, it works, it works. It's going to break because you dropped it. Don't drop it. What we recommend is just use it around on one of these dab pads or a mood mat or something like that, and then that should be fine. And just like anything in life, people drop their phones. You know, that's $500 to $1,000 worth of shit, and they're dropping them and breaking them all the time. So yes, if you abuse this, it will break. If you take care of it, it will potentially last forever.
And right now we're taking real good care of our customers. We're offering essentially a 30-day warranty on the elevator for manufacturer defects, anything that should be a problem with it. Over use of time, the elevator can crack. Everybody has heating differences. Like Steve just said, he went over the proper heating procedure. If you're not using that, it can crack. And so we don't really warranty outside of 30 days. For most customers, if we have a customer that's raising a stink, we usually take, give them a nice discount, and we go about it that way. Most folks are quite happy because once you have the accessory kit, really the only thing that you might break by improper use is the heater, which is very inexpensive to replace should you break it. So that kind of covers the warranty. What about a shop owner that wants to try it for free? Can I try it for free?
No.
Nope.
There's not really anything in life you can try for free. I think we can work out a nice discount. Mm-hmm. Maybe you buy 5 and we'll give you a free one, so then you can try it for free. But then how do you try it, right? What I would say is order one up, and then once you try it up and everything, then order another 4 and we'll throw one in there for free. I think there's something like that.
Yeah, we could work a deal like that, and feel free to talk to your customers and see what they're saying and what they want to do. How does that look for them? And we'll work some deals, but we definitely want people to try it because we feel like once you try it and you actually get a good use out of the unit, you'll love it, and folks will carry it in their store. So here's another overall objection that we're seeing a lot right now in the sales department. We're not currently bringing in anything new right now.
Well, that's just a shame because this market, this industry is changing quite quickly. So if you're not bringing in anything new, you're going to fall behind in the times, and you're going to be like one of those old hippie stores that are going out of business right now. So that's probably a poor decision. However, you would let your customer know that it's highly recommended to carry this. And again, once you try this, you will replace your banger. And what store owner wants to sell their customers bad bangers? Bangers are bad, right? So if you understand that you're putting lipids into your lungs and it's unhealthy, why do you want to sell something like that to your customer? You want to sell them something that's more flavorful, that's not putting the lipids into their bodies, that's keeping their rigs cleaner.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think your customers will thank you for helping them make a better, healthier life choice, essentially. Not saying that you should steer anybody's life choices, but if you give them the option to choose between a healthier choice and a non-healthier choice, I think nowadays most people are going to go with the healthier choice, especially if they can get the same result in the end. So right now, I'm interested in buying what's hot right now. Blunt wraps, bangers, straws.
Ooh, if you're selling bangers, then you definitely have to have the elevator. Again, this thing will replace your banger. I can't say it enough. You don't put lipids into your lungs with this thing. Bangers are bad.
And you really want to offer an alternative to a banger. And as far as dab straws goes, it's the same thing with bangers. You literally do not know what temperature you're vaporizing at. And I don't care what concentrate you're using, at a higher temperature, it turns noxious. It turns into almost poison, just like Steve was saying. And then you're looking at different situations where it's not healthy at all. And so this one is full convection, meaning that we're using hot air. And once you get that to the customer and they understand it, they'll understand the healthier perceived benefits of it.
So one thing I'd like to add on to that about how things work, because I think people are a bit misguided about that. So these hot bangers, you don't know what the temperature is. I know they heat them up to red. They let them cool them down for a little bit. What temperature is that? Reality is all the benefits and all the wonderful things in marijuana vaporize between 285 degrees and 428 degrees. So you need to vaporize within those degrees. The best temperature to vaporize is at 428 degrees because you're going to get a full spectrum vaporization. Anything above that will start vaporizing your lipids off. How do you know what temperature 428 is? Because these don't have any kind of knobs on them or temperature gauge. Well, how it is you're using hot air. So that hot air, it's not going to be able to get those oils and overbake them. It's using hot air. That hot air is going to get those oils to their temperature. When they reach their boiling temperature, they're going to come off. So it's really easy to control. Again, less is more. Take nice small hits. Don't take big ones. Your body can absorb the small ones. It's just better. It's what connoisseurs do. They don't go and binge drink. A connoisseur is not binge drinking. They're enjoying it. They're experiencing
the sip.
Each strain. They're tasting it.
Yeah. Well, we also wanted to bring this out in case some folks haven't seen it. One of our sales guys kind of put this together. This is a Saturn elevator, so it works the exact same way. Got a screen down in the bottom side here. Got the elevator heater on top. And this, of course, is our vapor tamers. So we got vegetable grade glycerin on the inside here. So what that does is it freezes and won't break the glass. So you put this guy in the freezer, not all together, put it together, torch the end of this guy, hit it, super cool hit. And so coming soon, if you got anybody interested in that, just hit us up, let us know. And then of course, with today's meeting, if you've got any questions at all, feel free to put them in the comments below in the video. Fellas, did we miss anything at all? Get a thumbs up from anybody? Everybody good? Got a thumbs up from everybody? I think that covers everything. Next week we'll have a new topic. I'll send out the video link just here shortly. And thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Hells yeah.
You hit stop on that recording. Cool. I hope it's okay that I threw in